Hey guys, so I'm taking a look at the YM chart on a monthly basis, and with just two tools here, one support and resistance level and one trend line, um, a level of interest presents itself to me, and I'm going to use some additional tools to further hone in on a specific level with some fib stacking. A couple of things, and I'm going to work it both from a low to high and a high to high. And so I'm going to start with this initial high to high, where this was the last sell-off before the break of a significant level. And if we look at this on a monthly basis, and although it's a few points shy of filling that minus 23.6, just by the way the price action moved out of that level, I would consider that a fill on a monthly basis. And so if you agree with that, I'm going to pull this up to here, and it gives me my 50 level, which it's about to approach. But I'm not interested in that simply because the price previously, historically, had wicked down to the support and resistance, and it's about a 500-point zone. So I'm going to see if I can narrow it down. Plus, I've got this trend below it. So I'm going to see if there's some other things I can do to help find a more suitable and smaller level. So I'm going to take another high to high. I'm going to start here where before price had broken a significant level. That was the last sell-off. Bring it up to here. We get a 61.8 retracement and get a really good fill. In fact, it goes past the minus 23.6. So I'm going to consider that valid, but I'm going to pull it up as well and get rid of these levels that we don't need here. And it starts to give me, a 78.6 retracement right at the trend, which is really the level I'd love to have. And it's likely we're going to get a wick that looks something like this on a monthly basis to fill down here. There's even some additional fibs I can use. A traditional low to high. Put this in there, and I'm going to go ahead and layer in the 38 too, and just take these off right now just so it doesn't look messy. And look at the 38 lines up right on that 78.6. So for me, I'm not interested in this 50, so I'm going to take that off. And just to, sure, price could certainly wick past here, but to clean things up and to make my point, I'm going to take this off as well. And I found one other thing, if you kind of bear with me as I step through this. I found a validated fib. This is actually a validated fib, and I'm going to walk through how I got to that point where it's validated. If I look here, I don't get a 50% retracement, but I do get a 38. So I get a 38 retracement right there. And so I know that's a good level for me to use. And so if we agree that that's a validated fib, we'll just continue to work our way up. And I get a fill there, so I can use this as my next low anchor. And I'm going to take it up to right here, and I get a fill of the 38, bounces up, comes back and retests that. And that's important because it's the first establishment of this trend where it's respected. So I'm going to take this off and use this, pull it up to the very top, take off these ones that I'm not interested in right at the moment. And the 61.8 retracement lines up with this 78.6, which lines up with this 38.2. So I like this level as a potential bottom. Even though it comes past this support resistance, it lines up with this trend. I think I'd rather take the fib stacking at this point. Some other things I can do, I can go a traditional high to low, and we've got 50% retracement. on that and can work towards a level or a zone of interest, if you will. Even though this is, you know, pretty big wick in a demand area, um, for me, you know, this certainly could be a potential long for somebody. Um, but what I want to see, what I'd like to see, is for price to kind of wick down here and tag the trend line, and where all three of these fibs overstack very nicely. So even though we might get a bounce off of this, there's probably some lower time frames, low to low, that would be in play, potential retracements before coming down to fill this level. So not really trying to predict a bottom, but just trying to identify levels of interest, for me. And it all comes down to, proper risk management and trade management when it comes to that, just because there's so many unknown factors, um, in the world today with the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, the market can do whatever the heck it wants. And keep in mind that, if the bottom really continues to fall out, like I've seen in my lifetime, we could come down way down here. That's not out of the question. It's just totally not. I hope it doesn't, but it's not out of the question. And so this is kind of where my thought process has been, and it helps me to really scrutinize levels when I make a video like this and share it with others.